Hello and welcome. My name is Trismegistus, and today we're going to be playing some SpaceX again. Back to that. But before we start, here is the latest Friday Facts for those watching on the VOD in a few weeks' time. It was Friday Facts 421, Optimizations, which was a little bit techie, not too techie, if I'm honest. But it was a whole grab bag of different bits and pieces they're optimizing, and also possibly, maybe, although people are saying it's not anything of interest, they had some background images basically where they're using the lamps. People have been telling me in the comments that this is possibly Starbug from Red Dwarf, which is let's see if I can do that. What would it be? Starbug. Yes, I think it's called Starbug. Red Dwarf. Let's see if I can bring that. In fact, let's see if I can. Because I don't want anything weird coming up. I've misspelled that. Let's see. That's the one. There we go. So that's Starbuck there. So I used to watch Red Dwarf back in the day. I haven't watched it in the later series. It sort of dropped away when because one of the writers left basically. But yeah, so Starbuck. So people are saying it's this, and it does have a lot of resemblance to it because it's got the fins. Basically, is there a good one that shows that? So those little fins poking out there are possibly them. I don't know. It looks like it's inspired by it more than anything to me. It doesn't look like it's actually necessarily a picture. You know, it doesn't sort of match any of these, but it is very, very similar. When you look at it, it's like, you know, these pod bits with the fins out the top. This one, though, I can't see how that's Starbuck. I mean, maybe, because it's got the lights there. Maybe those are two lights. They look like eyes to me. Yeah, so it could be a sort of undershot. But yeah, it'd be a bit of a disappointment if it is, because I was kind of hoping that might be a reveal of a biter. I mean, I guess it could be both, really. Right, so let's flip over to the game. Hopefully that's worked. Oh, hello, Baker Magician. How you doing? Hope you're well. That metric of we made this save file 15 times faster was insane. It was an artificial game by the sound of it. Meant to stress test optimizations, but still impressive. They had all the sort of 5 to 20% optimizations, and that's going to add up. Yeah, it was, I think, I don't know if it was the one, but wasn't Boskid saying that he's got one where it's got like 6,000 combinators on it or 6,000 wire connections and like 2,000, I can't remember what the number was, but it's a whole load of combinators and circuit connections basically, and it was that one that had improved that huge amount. So if you've gone mad with circuit connections, then it sounds like it's going to be a big one, which one of the things that's interesting about that blog is the things that it's optimizing are things that are definitely going to be, you know, I mean, they actually said it in the blog, but they're things that basically they must have discovered when they did this LAN party they've been talking about, where, you know, because the whole thing of working remotely is going to require your entire base to be covered by logistics bots, or otherwise you can't really do much of anything. I guess there's Spidertron, but you know, you're going to need an entire base covered by roboports, which meant then that was obviously why that became apparent, or the worker robot thing. That was quite funny. The basically they left a wire off somewhere or disconnected it, and so, you know, all of those bots were just sort of, you know, sat there doing nothing. And I guess since Volgora, it doesn't, you know, if it doesn't have an active enemy, it's not like some biters, you know, they could send them all and get killed by biters. They're basically just stuck there, you know. But yeah, that was obviously a realization that actually, you know, they could optimize it irrespective of whether it's, you know, a problem that you've had. If you've just got a base with 1 million bots in, then, you know, get it to work properly. And then, what was the other one? It was, so circuit network. So they've done all these changes and improvements, clearly to try and get people to use circuit conditions more. And therefore, you know, people are going to use them, which was kind of the point that, you know, Boskid was saying. And therefore, the fact that it's not as optimal as it could have been, became much more apparent. I guess even in the biggest mega bases, people just weren't using them as much, you know. Right, so we are, I say, playing SpaceX. Now, I did do a little bit of work during the early part of this week. I had to log on a bit earlier to remind myself. In particular, I built a whole scrap recycling thing. It can handle quite a lot of scrap, because I don't know how much we're going to get out of some of these processes. But the idea actually is that I've got this returner thing here, so my kind of thought is that I'll set something up on the platform maybe that can return just scrap that we generate, because we're actually generating quite a lot of scrap from some of these processes. So it can come in here, it will just launch to that one, and then this train here, I think, yeah, scrap, can do that, because we also have some processes here that do produce scrap. In particular, I think the what they called life support capsule things. The goal today is to get up there and do something in the asteroid fields, because that seems like a ready and available source of one of the items we need. Whether we actually get there today, I don't know, because I was hoping, which is why we're over here, I might tweak this. I'm sort of thinking maybe actually I won't, but what I do need to do is grab this stone, because we've basically run out of stone. So I think I'll probably do that instead, and I'll just leave me fiddling about with putting in, because I say what's in thinking with this is, you know, it's all old school, putting stuff on belts, and it should be bot based really, just to make it a bit more efficient, because I have literally hundreds, I imagine, of capsules on these belts, which is just a complete waste of resources. No wonder I'm running out of material when I've got all of these capsules just sat here. Yes, and it's not got any control on it or anything. So this train just keeps turning up and going again, because it's just doing a rough cycle. So the other thing that really needs to happen down here is we need more uranium. This is just about holding on. There is quite a lot there, but of course it's just, you know, a few miners doing it. So there are loads of patches of uranium kicking about. You know, there's one there, nice and easy. So I need to do that one, but I'm not going to do that on stream. But yes, I'm sort of. It was nice to have a bit of dead tree, I guess. Nice to have a kind of. Actually, I've got miners, yeah. A kind of a quieter one, I guess. Bit more of a techie one. Because there's been a few just recently where it's been like, you know, big feature after big feature after big feature, and it's been a bit difficult to take it all in. I think I don't know if it was meant as a surprise reveal, but the fact that roboports are going to have radars in is like, it's one of those ones like the display screen, you know, where it sort of sounds simple, but it's huge, really. I mean, I don't know that. I mean, are you going to need radars at all? Obviously, you need to build them for satellites, but if all of your roboports have got, you know, radars in, then I guess it's just your walls, you know, where you need them, because, you know, the radars have a bigger coverage, I think, aren't they? 5 chunks or something, I can't remember. So you need them at your walls, I guess, so you get a bit more range and a bit more, you know, thing. And of course, I imagine the roboports won't do scanning. I imagine it's just a, you know, just a coverage. They're not going to scan other sectors. So I say we are going to need radars, but, you know, you're not going to need to cover your base in them. Didn't say whether it was with a cost. So I don't know if the roboports are now slightly more power intensive to run. That might be a little way of sort of balancing it a bit, but I think that seemed a little bit petty to a degree. I mean, you know, just make them have. Now we're going to do this then. Yeah, just make them have, whatchamacallit, you know. Don't know why there's a in there. Where do we actually want the... I think maybe if I do it this way around. Yeah, and then I can try and... Somebody's put a bit of rail track across this. That's not very convenient of them, is it? Right, let's just get that bit. Across there, maybe. Put all that in. And then if we look at... Oh, run over. Radars reveal new terrain, which is nice, and I have been converted to having full base radar coverage of a little radar design. There's 8 solar panels and 6 accumulators. That's enough to run itself perpetually. I space those out around my entire perimeter. Yeah, I've never really done that sort of thing, to be honest with you. I always sort of... that's going to leave annoying leftovers, isn't it? Yeah, I mean, the other thing, I know, a friend I play multiplayer with, he puts them down. He has like a little blueprint that is... how's that going to work if we do that there? So we don't lose the connection. Yeah, he has a similar sort of a blueprint he just puts down. I can write this out. But so I never really bothered because his is actually what would you say? Sort of. It doesn't have the accumulators on it, basically, so it's just for use like during the day, essentially. And obviously, and at night, then it just fades away and stops. But of course, there's like a threshold, where the power, the power's enough to power the power the radar. So it sort of kicks in at dusk almost, So it didn't really... it does go dark, but in terms of radar coverage, but it doesn't... It's only a small portion of the day. But so I never really... I don't know, I was never really bothered about it, to be honest. But, it's nice for it to have that complete coverage. Just automatically from the robots. Okay, and then we're going to need to sneak a little bit of power pole action in. And then this one as well, doesn't it? I mean, if you look at these, I actually take radars out because this design does have a radar in. I mean, that's going to render all that redundant, isn't it? We're not going to need radars there because they'll just cover a thing like that. But I'd take them out the middle because it's like, what am I learning by having radars covering the middle of my solar panels? And it's just sort of unnecessary power draw. Okay, is everything powered up? I think it is. Just not make sure I'm not going to get splattered. Rid of them. I like having it, especially when you get trains up. If you want to see their inventory, you cannot if there's a fog wall. That's I was saying that video. I wouldn't be surprised if trains have a little radar on them. Because if I'm doing stuff remotely, and as you say, there's some train bimbling around, and I want to see what's on board, I don't see how you would do that at the moment, without getting total radar coverage, or having roboports literally everywhere, which I guess maybe that's going to become the optimal solution because we're going to need that anyway, Right, so if we're going to try and maybe let's turn them off, maybe put it sort of there-ish or something. Then we would need the junction to be the next one down. So we'd need to come off here, I think. Like so. Boop. And then I still haven't been around and put like smarts on all my stations, so that's not going to be helping me out, I don't think. Yeah, I know we're quite low on stone. I'm tempted to start using like proper interplanetary rocket ship logistics and just go for it basically, and have rockets delivering iron ore and stuff here. just for funsies. No real. I don't necessarily think that's a good idea, but trouble is that'd be another distraction from just pushing on with doing the proper, you know, next sciences and all that sort of stuff. So yeah. And once we get multiple planets, you'll want remote building capabilities for sure. Oh, that's another thing. I only use nuclear. I never use solar. Oh, crikey. Oh yeah, I did. Covrix as well. Yeah, I mean, science is chugging away. It's not fast or anything, and I could do with putting some modules in the labs to cheapen it a bit. But yeah, I have been doing sciences. Nothing that interestingly. Mostly buffs and things like that. But it's kind of nice, you know, to have that running, given how long it's been since we really did science. Maybe if we do 6s, so it'll stack it up a bit. And we want this one. Boop. I think this has got a. There it is. Logic connection one. Yeah, this is like a good. I'd say it's got like a good sort of feel for how remote connection would, remote building and stuff would work. It's not, you know, it's not, you know, exact as it were, but it's not. I think it's not far off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but that one's tiny, isn't it? Maybe if I. So now 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. I'm both really looking forward to and kind of dreading. Not least of all because, you know, it's kind of turned out that my rail system is good, but it's not fit for purpose in a sense, in that the purpose of it was meant to be for 141 trains, and it doesn't actually work for 141 trains properly. I mean, it can cope with them, you know, but it doesn't properly sort of doesn't sort of properly handle them. You know, you get a lot of train blockages, and of course with 2.0, it's all going to change, and it's also all going to change with elevated rails. That one they showed a while back looked absolutely mad. I was really, really keen. I mean, it was clearly a proper junction. It wasn't a spaghettied together monstrosity. It was clearly a design junction, but the throughput on it looked enormous. We want to go for, where is Stone? There it is. Stone Load, which it says has got 6, but they're all basically empty. What's the manual limit for now? And then I'll work out what the heck I've done with my. There it is. The rubbish combinator thing. As I said, in my other game, I've got a really, really neat one. I keep forgetting to transfer it over. So is that. And part of the problem with this is I don't actually know which is the one that has the signal that goes out. I think it's that one. What is that doing? So if we do set train limit. So you're outputting out at the moment. Let's see what happens when you get some stone in. Clapham Junction, here we come. I mean, you know, don't tell me if you don't want this sort of thing. But are you British, or are you just referencing? Because obviously I've mentioned that in quite a few of my videos where I've gone, I really want to build Clapham Junction. Because it's a fairly famous. Oh, that's not connected then. So I don't know if you are actually. Because I tried to show it on screen because I'm sort of aware that I'm guessing people just outside of the UK wouldn't have a clue what I'm on about. That's like going, you know, because it's, you know, very much well, it's London, you know, it's Clapham is a part of London, but it's yeah, it's very much a very specific reference, you know, that's very, very British. So okay, so I think that's working. Looks like they've all slowed down, or because we're mostly set up. Oh no, of course. Well, this is the problem, you see, because you've still got. So I've got 6 of them. I'm looking at the pathetic amount coming out there, but it's got no smarts on it, you see. So the train will just sit there, or just go there automatically. Okay, so that was the problem I needed to solve, sort of thing. Was just getting a new patch on the go. So let's see about going up into space. A reference to it across the pond. Okay, cool. That's why I always try and put the, you know, when I mention it, and I try and put the picture up, because I think people get the point of it. You know, even if the actual sort of term and place, as it were, doesn't mean anything to them. But what I really want to do with a train system, and I think this would be more like the aesthetic series or something like that, because it's probably not efficient in an actual playthrough, is basically, because, you know, when, I mean, a lot of British rail now, not meaning British Rail the company, but rail in Britain, as it were, it's very much passenger focused. There is a lot of freight still, but long gone are the days where freight represented the sort of majority bulk transport in the UK. But rail lines don't tend to, when you get to big cities and stuff, they don't tend to do what we do in Factorio, where there's just like a main line and then it's just branching off of the main line. You'll get somewhere like Clapham Junction represents all sorts of different lines coming in, and they don't all coalesce. You know, you have junctions that allow the trains to switch across them, but you don't go. It's not like a motorway, you know. It's not like all the trains come onto a single track and then go off when they need to go off. It's more like there's a track that goes from place A to place B, and it's designed so that it, you know, it has a crossing, a transfer point basically between a different thing, and it's more like a hub and spoke design, you know. So, not that it's really designed as such, but you know, you want to go from Manchester to London, you want to go from Liverpool to London, you want to go from Bristol to London. You don't go onto a track, you know, single track that takes you around a big circle. That's a direct line into London, sort of thing. So that's the type of thing you want, and that's how you end up with a Clapham Junction, where you've got, as it all converges into a single place, there's like then 8 different tracks. In fact, there's more at Clapham Junction. I think it's about 14, where it's just they're going in different routes, but trains can switch between them. But it's more like, you know, these 4 tracks can all switch between, and these 4 tracks can, and these 4 tracks can. Hello, Alex Cole, how you doing? Oh, and Senna as well. Salutations to you too. I hope you're both doing well. But that's what I want. So I want basically the iron would have almost its own system, and then copper would have its own system. And at points they would kind of come together, you know, close to the central base. And there'd be the possibilities to switch between them, particularly if you then get a depot design where they can all eventually sort of go and sit in a depot. But if they're in the copper system, they're using all the copper lines and they're separate. And then you get nutty junctions where they all have to cross over, because, you know, you've got a copper patch there and a copper patch there and an iron patch there, so those have to sort of cross over with each other. And that's what I'd quite like to do. But I say I think that's more part of the aesthetics series or something like that, rather than being a practical way of doing it. So, if I'm going back into space, am I taking a whole rocket load of stuff? Or am I just sort of grabbing some bits and pieces and going, really? Because what we lack up there, really, are like landing pads and stuff like that. Let's dump out some of the bits that I've got that don't really need at all. While I kind of consider that. Oh, I'm supposed to say, I mean, I got an email. I haven't really seen it on the site itself, and I don't, as I've said before, subscriptions are not, I don't need the money, as it were, so I'm not, I've never asked for them, but it appears you can get like, not Amazon, Apple Plus TV. There's like a free thing when you subscribe to a channel. So I don't necessarily use it on me, but it seems to be a thing. But I got this email saying about it, and then the site itself, Twitch itself doesn't seem to be promoting it as such. So I don't know if it's I've got the wrong end of the stick somewhere. And that's not to say, don't follow me, but or don't subscribe to me. Sorry, but if you've got subs and stuff that you do, you should be getting a free Apple Plus TV subscription. But as I say, I can't see anything on Twitch itself that says that's actually a thing. So I don't know. Maybe it's expired or something like that. I don't pay a lot of attention to all that sort of stuff because it all drops and all these things, don't they? But you have to play. You have to play those games, and of course that's not. I'm not going to play them. Random, loot box type games. Right. So what do we want to take with us? I mean, we can't even put them on, and of course belts don't work. But I don't really want to do all that messing about like I normally do. If I order up... What am I going to order up? If I order up a load of these... And we can... Oops. What happened there? We can then just stick them in the rocket, maybe? Just manually? As they come in. I'm going to need more slots, though, aren't I? Let's get rid of that. I think I've got a load of trains already up there, so we could chop those down. But yeah, that's the extent of my set of promotion type stuff. Apparently you can get some Apple TV subscriptions if you subscribe to channels, but there you go. Lovely Friday Facts videos. Oh, sorry, Senna, I missed that, was it? I'm just forever disappointed we can't signal very tight rails in 2.0. Yeah, so the bit where the minimum gap thing, you should be able to stick a signal in there, I think. Otherwise, why have them so close together, But it's like it's because it's a visual trick, isn't it? Where it looks like it's smaller than it is. It's actually occupying the full thing. But and when you put a signal on it, if I can find a signal, that's why it pokes out the side, because it's not actually, that is occupying the full square side. But yeah, I agree. I think you should be able to sneak signals in. I think signals probably shouldn't have hitboxes. I think that's one of the easy a way of solving that, I think. We also can't bring... Well, I can bring them, but I can't use refineries and stuff in space, can I? So... Yeah. Although I guess maybe... Let's take chemical plants. I'm just wondering if I can use them on actual asteroids, or is it that they can't be placed in space? Well, it didn't actually say that they can't be placed in space. Oh, it didn't say on there, does it? It's on this one. I love your Friday Facts videos, but can I suggest you lower the background Factorio music volume a bit? Sometimes it can be quite loud compared to you. It's a real struggle, to be honest with you. I'll have another look at that, but it's a real struggle getting the volume right, because it is literally so how to explain it, the decibel level for the music is so far reduced. I mean, I use basically a very simple it's basically Photoshop element, Premiere Elements, so it's like this, just super cheap thing. And you have like the bar to move the volume up and down, and that music is literally on, like, the maximum you can change it is minus 25 dB, which is basically silent, and it's literally on 23.6, and actually moving it is really difficult. So it really depends more on how loud I've been when I've been recording. because the other thing I could do, of course, is boost my volume. But that means fiddling about with every single little bit of clip, because sometimes I just, because I get wrapped up in it, my voice. Well, you've seen it on the streams when I'll just go very mumbly, and so you can't actually hear it. So yeah, I'll have another look at doing that. But as I say, it's a real struggle. The other option is not to have it. I'm not actually. I don't know. I'm not keen on that because it's sort of. They get a bit plain if it's literally just me talking. But yeah, thanks for the note. I'll take a look, but it is a real struggle to get it all balanced up, unfortunately. That's why I need an editor, you see. We should have an editor. But you have to pay them money. Which I'm not a fan of. Okay. And the other option is I learn how to use a proper editing program, but I found editing so dull. But, okay, so I think all of those are mostly viable for space. Maybe let's take a few more mines if I'm going to go mining things. Although it's... I didn't set up the big mining drills, did I? Nuts. Or did I? Did I? No. Well, let's order them in and see if it brings me anything. Let's plop them. I need to sort this rubbish out. No, so I haven't got that. Have we got any? Oh, it's bringing me some. Where the heck are you getting them from then? Oh, down here somewhere. Ah, we do have them. Okay. What are you set on? 100? We want more than 100. Okay. The fight against the machine is real. Yeah. What I did think about doing is like almost cheating it, where basically I could bring them into the software and then literally lower the volume, output them as like audio tracks, and then bring them back in again. And then you get that thing where I'm effectively taking, say it's like a, if they've got a minus 20 dB reduction, of a 25 range, then if I take them down, when I import it again into the new version, I say, well, I haven't bothered because there's a lot of faffing around, but that then becomes, I can adjust what was 5 dB at the bottom by 25 dB, so I get much more fine control on it, basically. But I say, it's a lot of faffing around that I just can't be bothered with. Right, so if we put some of those in here, it's going to be the most inefficient rocket you've ever seen. We can't take green assemblers, so get rid of them. Excuse me, can casting machines be used? They can, and don't I need them for something? Let's get some of them ordered in. Some more of them, I guess. Could order them, because I think there might be some of those still. Yeah, loads. What else? Got more of them there. Them. No point having regular. Ooh. Let's put. Oh no, no point. Pipes in. Because it won't use them. But I guess we'll put the tanks in maybe. Those in there. So I guess chemical plants. I'm wondering to see if I can use them on the asteroid's surface. Cannot be placed on space platform Spaceship, you see. So can I put it on an asteroid? I think that means I probably can. Let's have some anyway. And have an experiment. I don't know if centrifuges might be a thing. Okay. I guess I should take some of these with me as well. take some... Oops. Yeah, ammo for it as well. Solar panels I think we'll grab up there, but I should probably take some accumulators. No. Because it's just infinite power, isn't it? Some people were discussing speedrunning tactics for SA on Discord. Crikey. They had plans to supply the newly landed upon planets with most it needs from drops from platforms. It's always assumed that it would take quite some progression before you could build a landing pad to do that. I get the impression that landing pads themselves are going to be, you know, you make them, you take one with you. It's one of the things I wondered about basically, because it feels like there's a real possibility of it being a kind of a soft lock thing where, you know, you end up with that you're not able to actually do anything because you get there and you realise, and I can see myself doing this. You know, I mean, as you saw, I started the whatchamacallit series, the vanilla, so I didn't even check the, and obviously they've now set it to automatically do the research list, you know, the research queue. I always forget. It's just not in my head to set that setting. I guess I could take more warehouses with us because these won't have very big things. Got them already. Oh, I got them on order. No. Which ones did I? Yeah, that's okay. So it might be worth having a few of them. I guess we could take more of those. But yeah, I sort of assume you sort of can take it, or you take landing pads with you when you go. But I say, what happens if you forget? I don't know. I'd really like, I mean, you know, there's lots of areas we haven't found out anything about, but I'd really like to know more about the platform logistics because I just don't quite get it, you know. It feels like if it works exactly like trains, that sounds like it's going to be very weird. Why has that rocket not launched, or has it? That rocket should have gone. I would have thought. Why have you not launched? Oh, because you're not actually full. Ah. Full cargo is not a thing here, is it? Okay. So... Oh. I will just send that manually for now. But yeah, I forgot I didn't do that. Okay. Right. Right, what I was going to do was look and see what we've got in orbit that I need, which is a whole bunch of the landing pads. I think we need more than I've actually put in it, don't we? And then... what are we sort of missing here is the other question. It's filling up. I'm doing it as single sections though, aren't I? What are you doing? Oh, that's unpacking them. Okay. Might make more sense to pack them. Anyway, what are we lacking? It's basically the question. So steel, I'm not even sending. So glass. Glassy arse. Glass. Okay, what are you? We can set on anything. So, can't see anything that's like empty. But glass is a bit low. It could well have glass production, couldn't it? Got the platform stuff there, which is what I need to take with me. Okay. Am I going to do a fiddling about on here and build anything? I think let's just get over there, really. Stop messing about. Oh, sorry. Ignoring the chat. I'm quite excited for SA speedruns. I bet players would come up with different routes to planets first. There's also an idea of just visiting a planet for just long enough to lock a powerful building, such as a foundry, then skip away to a different planet. Me too. Foundry seems to be a requirement to even be able to leave the planet. Maybe they're not all like that, or even foundries. Anti-elites and Nephrons will have to start over with their speedruns. I mean, they'll have to start, yeah. I mean, they'll have to start over just fundamentally. Because the game, you know, version 2.0 is different to version 1.0. So, you know, even if you say, right, ignoring, you know, space age and what have you, I need how much rocket fuel I've got on me. Loads. Cool. You know, version 2.0 is a different game, really. Got some of them. Okay, let's just go. Just go, Chris. You know, so even if your thing is, right, well... where are we actually going? We don't want to go around, do we? We want to go now. Now it's all bit. There we go. Now we want to go... Is it the personal one? I think so. I don't know where we landed. Hopefully that's okay. But yeah, I mean, you know, it's just different. And even just to say, you know, we're getting new rail shapes. So if they use rail, like, I'm not really into speedrunning, but if they use rail in any of their blueprints, then, you know, that'll change. As I don't think they do. I think they don't bother, do they? It's sort of a... Although I guess if you're doing one of these percentage runs, you know, where you... you know... no, there's one where it's like do everything, isn't it? Okay, so I need to get rid of them. And ammo we can keep. Cool. So, have I got a rocket that I can send or use? I don't really do I? But then can I get there with a capsule? That's the question. Well, that's a question anyway. Where's my capsule? There. So can I capsule my outline to the thing? No. So it'll get me to RAN, but that's it, basically. Okay, so you can't use them, really, to practically move to the Asteroid Belt. Okay. Or the first Asteroid Belt, I guess. So I kind of need to take with me everything I need, don't I? Or set it up so that a rocket can sort of bring me stuff. Okay. Let's, for the time... In fact, they should have built all of those up. No, they have. They're not got inserters. Oh, they're filter inserters. Do you watch the Factorio Biter Battles stream? I don't think so. Biter Battle streams. No, was that Anti-Elites and Nephrons? I don't know. Don't know what that would be. It was quite a while back. I mean, I watched the Doshington ones on the on the various game modes. I sort of almost thought that maybe we'd get, maybe the Friday Facts this week would be kind of a response to that. Sort of well, this is what's actually happening with those modes. Because I don't see how some of them are going to work. Which was the one I think might not get. But yeah, it sort of almost feels like those need to get deleted, to be honest with you. Factorio Belt, I assume. No, I don't think I've seen those. I know there are various multiplayer modes and stuff like that. Right, so what do I actually want to do? I guess I'm not actually sure. I don't think I'm producing. Why have you stopped? Let's fix that problem. So I just noticed that. Why are you stopped? Because you're full of junk data. Wow. Okay. What am I actually doing with... I don't think I'm doing anything with junk data, am I? Did I just leave that as a... Ooh, I didn't know I had then. Huh. Okay. 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 What was I doing? I keep getting distracted. So... Junk data. What do we do with junk data? I don't know. Okay. Are they called junk data cards, or have I just done the... Yeah, junk data cards. So... I guess because it's an output, it's not going to show me the recipe, so I'll have to look in the recipe thingamy. Junk data cards. So I can do something called data formatting. Do I have that research? I must do, since we have that. Okay. So this is a way of recycling junk data cards, isn't it? But you get broken data cards out of it. Okay. I've not set this up at all, have I? So broken data card... Oh, you can turn them to scrap. So yet more scrap. Okay. Do I have anywhere making rocket fuel? I don't, do I? Okay. How about we set something up? It was PvEVP. You could throw away science to increase the beta level evolution and threat to other players' map area. Oh, interesting. The areas were divided by a river the players couldn't cross. Okay, the two areas, yeah. Just taking a very quick look at a battle, but it looked cool. Cool. You can't post links in the chat, I don't think, but I guess you could stick one on YouTube or something. I might take a look at those. It sounds interesting. So yeah, so the idea was to like level up your opponent's fighters, basically. That's just like, was that a mod then, or was that an actual mode or something then? Okay. Did I get any? I didn't, did I? Rockets. Let's get a couple of those then. Saying there aren't any. Nope, saying that I'm not in the radius. Okay. Bring them to me bots. The good speed runners usually walked all over the other two, yeah. That's sort of the problem with all, I mean, even those videos with, with Dosh doing it sort of thing, it's because he's so practiced at, parts of the game. There isn't any, and I don't know, I don't think you could ever balance. What you'd have to do is matching, basically, like matchmaking in some way, but how the heck do you know how good, how quick someone is at building you know, without actually... I mean, what is your measure for that, you know? I just don't think you could have one. Okay, let's put silo in. Now, what do we want to do with this? We want one, because I can use that return one. Rocket returns. And I can have it be on full. And what we can do is we can... Should we do it with a warehouse? I guess. Gives us a lot more room, doesn't it? Have that there. And then... Wait, how do I... Can I place... Oh, I can. Ah, I got rid of them. Have I got any by chance? Yes, I have. Okay. So we need a bit of an area making rocket fuel, don't we? It'll also need... Let's do it with a separate one, I think. All the cargo sections. Why have I put active providers rather than requesters? Yeah. Right, let's do that. Because currently I'm sticking all that, but they're in buffer. Okay. Because they're all in here, you see. Wonder how I can get that to... I could maybe set a logic on that. Oops. And maybe say... Only load it up when there's so much in the buffer? Because... Wait, have I not got... So these don't have a filter on. Oh, I guess because that's doing the whole... So is this requesting in... Okay. So it's actually requesting the packed sections. Right. Interesting. But then why does this not have any... settings on these? Okay. Confused as to how and why I've set that up. Yes, it was a mod and maybe even a dedicated server. Right, okay. But yeah, it's sort of a, you know, I don't see how you could ever... Any kind of PvP type element to things, or even, as you say, PvE. It's like... I don't know how you would kind of balance it so that it works. You'd have to kind of rank players. So they'd have to go all in it, all in on it, basically. You know, you have to be sort of saying, right, well, having championships and all that sort of stuff, because I don't see what there is in the game that you could use to rank players. You know, it's not like there's achievements, but then a lot of players play without Steam connection and all that sort of stuff. So. And what do a lot of them mean? You know, a lot of them are a bit arbitrary or jokes or what have you. So I can't really see how you would, you know, kind of work that basically. So what am I thinking? I'm thinking that I wire this up. So I don't know why this has filters on it. It stumped me there. Without settings is the problem. I don't know why that's got nothing on it, basically. Because this one here is the one to do the thing, and we're just turning that into rocket fuel. So that all makes sense. But then... Because that's what that one's doing. That one's saying, right, if you've got more than 5 of those, stick it in, because we just want to send it away. And so that's what I'm thinking here. If we've got more than, say, because it's a buffer, so they'll take out of it as well, you see. So if we've got more than... Where are the packed ones? Où est la packed? So if packed is greater than, say, 50, then stick them in. I'm going to just manually shunt these over, basically. So it'll only do it when there's like enough in there, basically. And this should be requesting that it gets more. Anyway. But it's a buffer. I didn't want to do that. And then we want some rocket fuel in case I wander off. But we will just take a bunch of these over. And then the other one we can request them in and they'll take them out there. It should balance itself up, I think. Okay. Oops. So let's whack those in there. So that's that one done. Cool. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. There's, you know, you could do quite a lot with them, you know, various sort of multiplayer ideas and concepts and stuff, but it's like they did, you know, there's the mod that is the story mode, you know. I think that was kind of, yeah, no, obviously, but I always felt like that was a bit of a 5,000. A bit of a kind of a response to the fact that the devs just sort of completely and totally abandoned that as a thing. Maybe let's just stick that in. So that'll fill up with rocket debris, but we do want a limit on it. Because we want to say don't put in any that's less than, I don't know what a full rocket is. Let's just stick it on 10,000 for the time being. Let's sort of say. So if it's 500 cargoes, each one does 50. I don't now have the calculating mod on, do I? So 50 times 500 would be 25,000. So if there are less than 25,000, do I want to do it on that, or does it want to be less than? Yeah, less than. We'll just take it one out. Okay. Should work. And then we want to request in capsules. Right. Saying there aren't any. Okay. But then I have to set the buffer one, don't I? Okay. And then really put that in. There's less than. Capsula. It's less than 1. Now, I guess if we're doing packed sections. Oh. I need to do a bit of that. Hopefully that's not too loud. It is loud. I mean, it's obviously meant to be loud. Was that ever finished? Last I checked, it was missing a mission. I don't know, if I'm honest. I never actually played it myself. I don't know. I don't know, if I'm totally honest. I would hope so. I mean, always sounded like a great idea, but yeah, whether they actually finished it and stuff, I don't know. I guess that would all need... I see, this is one of the things I don't get with it. It's like... Because that's not a mod, is it? That's like a... It's like there's a slightly different thing that's not mods. That's like... Is it scenario, I think they call it? I think that's a scenario. And it's like all of that stuff. Does that all get knackered by Space Age? You know, because at the very least, I seem to recall it had train, you know, tracks in it and stuff like that. So at the very least, that'll all get broken. Excuse me. So what we want to do is unpacking, and I can never remember where these recipes are. Unpack. So then this we just request in. The packed one. Request for buffer. Maybe 10. So yeah, hopefully when rockets are coming in. Oh, crikey. Those loggies. They're gonna do. This would actually be storing them, and it'll only put them in to there when there's like loads basically in here. Yeah, loads. So this wouldn't be full unless it was like at the stage where actually there's excess that we want to just return. Okay, so this one won't work because yeah, there's none of those, but it is requesting for a buffer. And then this needs its condition, which is that. That is less than 100. Bots are doing their thing with scrap. I have to see if that works. But we also need fuel. Ultra cargo full. Only Sonny allows play it scenario. Don't know if train tracks are broken or if you just can't place the old track layout anymore if you remove them. I think there's a switch point, isn't there? So basically, my understanding is they will support old rail for a good while. You know, sort of maybe 4 versions or something of the, you know, yeah, depends how you classify versions, doesn't it? But you know, several iterations basically of mod fixes or what have you. But after, I don't know, 6 months or something or what have you, then essentially they will be removed from the game. So I don't know that it's a... what do you call it? Liquid rocket fuel from solid. Hard and fast thing. I'm not entirely sure they've properly decided, to be honest with you. But yeah, eventually, you know, they'll basically be removed from the game. Right. So these guys need lots of rocket fuel. I wonder if I could just belt that over actually. Okay, that's quite close. Where are you? There you are. Oh! That one's obviously not set up. Have I done that? I have a feeling because I ran out of landing pads, I stopped, didn't I? I didn't really... Yeah, we're not actually sending rocket fuel up. Okay. Okay. But then, am I not... I think I'm shooting it up, so there's that. It might be better, to some extent, if this was actually requested, because there is so much rocket fuel in the system. Where the heck is the rocket fuel train? Here we go. You're going that way. Is it going here? Oh, it's just that I'm not turning... Okay. I'm not... right. I see. So, yes. Let's belt it over as well. But where would be a good place to do that? Maybe I just do it at the top, maybe. Split one of these off, something like that. that. That should be okay. Now, hop over. Yeah, I mean, that's the type of thing I'd actually give a go. So, you know, I've said before, I'm not. Yeah. Although I wibble on about, you know, programming in the videos, it's a very long time since I did any programming, and I'm sort of not familiar with Lua and all that sort of stuff. So, I don't know that I'd ever make a mod. But something like building a scenario and doing a story-based thing, I think that would be quite a lot of fun. But to what extent it needs scripting and stuff like that, I don't know. But even that would be quite interesting, because I think you could go fairly far without knowing too much, basically. Which sounds perfect for me. That's me in a nutshell, really. I'll still be in the game, although I'll break all save games. Yeah, so I think it'll be supported for a good while, and you, as you say, you probably won't be able to place the old track, but any track that you've got will keep working until a certain point where they go, right, we're stopping support from this. If you want to keep using it, you need to stay on an older version. And of course, you know, it's then up to you, but if you're in a situation of, you know, where you've got some enormous megabase that you want to keep going, then you can just keep using the old version, but you're not going to benefit from any mods, any bug fixes or anything like that. Is, I suspect, the plan. Okay. Yeah, it's not going to be supported forever. And then this can go. Does it even have the proper name? What's this called? Rocket Fuel. Okay, let's send it to the Rocket Fuel. Didn't know its orbit. Rocket Fuel. And then we'll cargo full. Excellent. I say I'm tempted to go full, you know, full scale rocket logistics. Let's just go for it. Having been, I wouldn't say afraid of it, but, you know, trepidatious about it before. So I wanted to embrace it really, but let's just do a couple, I guess. Doot. Some power. Is that going to reach? It's not. That. So I'll give them the option, essentially, having access to both. This is going to be another one of those where I've said I'm going to do something, and then I spend ages messing about. It's already past 4 and we're still not at the asteroid base. All these dead bots. And it is. It's now fueling up. Excellent. So if I wanted to add more on, it can do. Which we're going to want to do, because we're going to want to go to the asteroid field. Even if we just sort of mess about over them. Let's set you as... Where is it? Calidus Asteroid Belt. Oh, okay, there it is. We obviously don't have a thingy over there. Cool. Gonna do the same thing. Just manually grab a load of reports from the rocket. Can't see that. There it is. It is. Excellent. just because it's nice and simple. I think they said earlier on they should still work, but that you can't build them anymore. Yeah. Well, it makes sense, doesn't it? I mean, you've got to have a cut-off point for these things where, you know, if you've changed it, supporting it forever is just adding extra work for no real benefit, really. Boop. That's that done. Grab that then. Can't do that. I think I might actually stick a bunch of... Oops, stick a bunch in there. Why did that one? So, what do we actually want to take with us? Don't know. Take a bunch of them. Let's set up. There's just there's an argument for me using my my blueprint thing again. Because what I can do, you see, the way I've set this up, is this old... Are you set to launch on full and stuff? Yeah. The, this here, if I turn these into requesters, they will fill this up with everything we need. So, to build that builder thing, the trouble is, that's designed to be built on normal land. And I don't think I've got an asteroid that'll be big enough for it, because it's pretty huge. But also, while I say that, yeah, I don't think any of these would be big enough to hold the blueprint, but then the blueprint uses all sorts of stuff like burner drills. Is that literally one bit of 45 copper? You know, like power stuff that wouldn't work here anyway. And I could just take a whole load. In fact, I'm going to take a whole load of, what's it called, the space platform with me. So we would need to swap out things like the regular, assembly machines for space ones. But we got loads of those now. I think I'll do that actually then. So, because we can always just fire it over and then bring the stuff back with us. So if we get this one swapped out to some requester warehouses. Warehouse is full. Then once they've done that, those should apply. Okay, you've lost it. Okay, so we want to set the requests. And set the requests, and off it goes. I think I needed to tweak this actually, but it's fine. So that'll fill them up with all sorts of lovely ingredients. If we have this be... where is it? Calidus Asteroid Belt 1. We'll leave that for the time being because we can set down a landing pad when we go there. Because we will go there with loads and loads of... No, there's no power. Loads and loads of... I keep putting the purple ones in. Loads and loads of scaffold. Where does scaffold live in this? It looks like it's centre thing, is it? So put that on 1,000. Oh, there's loads of them. So we should be sorted. But we also probably want to bring a bunch of them if we can. If there's any of them knocking about. There's them knocking about. And I can stick in capsules. Can I? Yep, capture. Okay. So let's let them sort that out. Do we think that launched? I wouldn't be surprised. There was absolutely loads of scrap just knocking about. And I've completely forgotten about fixing the science, haven't I? Brain's just not with it today. Where is that landing pad? There it is. Yeah, look. We've done a scrap recycle. Ooh, loads of it. Excellent. So that must be then going to... Oh, and the train's gone. I've not built something that's worked, have I? It's got tons of scrap being processed there. I mean, I'm sure this is, you know, as an actual thing, it's not actually a viable thing, but everywhere was kind of clogging up with scrap on the platform. And I haven't managed the dead cards, so we've got to sort that out. Maybe just to play the old version of Factorio 1. You know, the experimental branch since forever. It was on accident if the build worked. Yeah, sorry, yeah. I thought that was about the same point, but no, yes. No, I mean, it's a bit of a running joke for me that there's always some little error that I make, you know, some belt that's not connected, or you know, inserter not doing the right thing, or like this, like the filters, no filters set, so it's like, why are there a bunch of inserters? You know, I haven't got rid of them because I'm guessing I had them for some reason, but you know, what were they there for? Cool. Okay. So we would need more rockets arriving, basically, in order to do that. But that's fine. I do need to set up a load more. We now have the actual landing pads. Okay. Let's go and see if we can't fix whatever the issue was here. I'm guessing I was going to use a active provider to get rid of these, wherever the heck they are. Where are you? Where's the blue ones? Here we go. So if we pop our active provider on them, then that'll force out the actual junk data. And then looks like we're going to have to build it some way down. But we can... What did it call? Oh no, you have to use the supercomputers, don't you? Yeah. Was it supercomputers? Junk data card. Data formatting. Yeah, supercomputers. Okay, let's get a few of those. Hopefully ordered in, if I've got any. Have I got any? No. Oh no, I haven't got that switched on, have I? Okay. Have I got any? Got 10? Wow. 9 even. I find it in plenty of my builds. I blame the bots for following the instructions. Yeah. Always blame the bots. It's always their fault. That's definitely a very good rule to live life by. Yeah, okay. So I don't know how many of these process do I? Speed-wise. How quick is the recipe? It doesn't tell me on that, does it? I keep doing that. Data card. Whoops. Data formatting is a 1.5 second craft time. Okay. Just trying to see if I can get a rough idea. Why does he... He gets rid of the ones that you want, basically? Because I'm always swapping in and out. Space Blueprint Converter? I wonder what that does. Life support GUI, and then I want rate calculator. Yes, so you would produce, in theory, per second, half. So between them, we would get 1 a second, in theory, Now, does you also produce them? Yes, but only a third of one. So we would be getting 1.3. So in theory, one of these could handle... Excuse me, which is a point. These must have them as well. Have I got any others that are doing? Okay. That was me getting rid of the pollution, wasn't it? Yeah. So I don't really need them. What are you outputting? That's scrap. Why have you got them in? Why haven't you? Oh, I guess there's 50 just sat in the system somewhere. Okay. That doesn't make sense, does it? As a condition? Oh, it just enables it if there's less than 50 in the system. Okay. So how are we getting the junk ones or the scrap out? Irrespective of that. Oh, I don't need to... Everything's going... Okay, sorry, I thought I was putting these on a belt. I'm not, am I? They are literally just going... Okay, into there. So it'll just empty it out when there's demand. Okay, that's fine then. Right, so... we need to put maybe a couple of supercomputers. I wonder if this has got a slower... No, crafting speed one. Okay. So, maybe we put... Can we put several? Because we need to get rid of the fluid as well as bring it in. Bit of a tight space. Maybe I'll put a couple that way round. Okay. So then what we want you to do is format some data. Data formatting. So this is the one that gives us the broken data cards. It's quite a lot of them, isn't it? But also heated fluid. That's a point. I mean, are we all thinking... Oh, crikey. How many planets have you been on now? On this, not actually that many. I mean, planets-wise, only one, I think, technically. Because... yeah, because Damia is a planet. But Ran, which is the only other place I've been, is a moon. Because this is how it sort of represents moons. It's like that's the planet, and then these are the moons, I think. Yeah, because it's sort of saying moon on the thing. So effectively, those are actually orbiting around, Genova and that. So technically, I've only been to one other planet, but I've been to a moon as well. I think this is scaled in an interesting way in that you I don't know that you have to go to all of these planets or moons. I think they're just there to give you options for how you want to do it. And to get resources and stuff. So it's more like, it's almost what they were exactly saying in the... And obviously I don't know because I've not actually played it really, but what they were saying about Space Age, that it sort of became so order them in and we get 2 out. It almost became a sort of just everything's a mining outpost thing, they're not actually interesting places to build, sort of thing, or interesting mechanics to play with. It's just literally right. Well, now I got to do this thing, and now I got to mine more of this stuff. Do I do a separate heat exchanger thing, or do I sort of steal it from here? In fact, why don't I build that over here? That would make a bit more sense, wouldn't it, I think? Yeah, let's not build this over here. Let's build it over there. We'll just have 2 superb computers, I think. I could just steal the fluid. siphon it off, basically. So if we go maybe... Because that's the stuff we want, isn't it? The purple one. So I want to format that data. Now, if I do that, it's going to mix them. Okay. Are you the input or the output? You are the output. Okay. So, how about it was there. Oops, there. Just steal a bit there. And we jump over here. That's our output. We can then use the sides. Loading and unloading. To request in whatever they want. Let's get more than 20 there. Let's get the flood going. And then they get output, blank cards and knackered cards, basically. Now the blank cards I'm actually making here. Okay. So, can I can't do filters on long-handeds though, can I? Okay. How about then? How about? Because I could put maybe a requester here. Is that not going to? That's going to create a loop though, isn't it? Because these are going into those chests. In fact, I could put it directly into there, couldn't I? Yeah, so if we do a filter insert on that, and I can also, in fact we don't even need to do filter insert, do we? Because I could make this the, whatever it's called, is it broken? As well. And then we can just deal with that later. Cool. Personally, I've only ever been to a amateur. I know. 3 out of 53, you're getting there. Are there really 53 planets? Wow. And is that only in this? That's got to be in more than Calidus, though, isn't it? Because I know there's all sorts of other systems. I don't really know. You know, there's any like point, as it were? Because isn't there? Yeah, there you go. We've got like all these systems, and I assume they've all got planets on them. I think it's a later tech that lets me actually explore them, you know, remotely and find out what's there. But I don't know, you know, I'm assuming there's something, you know, there's like one, your final, I know there's like a deep space research, but I don't know how any of it works, obviously. And I don't know if that means you have to come to, you know, other systems and do stuff, or if it's just literally, again, here's more and more resources for you to use, sort of thing. Okay, so that's now processing. I don't know that speeds might not be a bad idea on them. And then these are... Oh, right. That's output, isn't it? So that's not a good idea. Okay. Because they're... So then I'm okay then, aren't I? Because... blank cards I'm not actually... It's... Oh, no, there you go. So blank cards are coming in via request there anyway. Okay. Because they're the blank ones. And I'm requesting them there. Do I do that? Do they take them from there? They do. Okay. I guess the risk would be that, you know, it fills up with those. I don't think that's much of a risk then. But let's do... We'll have the similar sort of idea, I think, of... this same sort of jank. Always down for a bit of jank. Doesn't need to be scrapped. Okay, so we need to deal with the broken cards. No, can't. Yeah, I don't want bots putting anything else in there. But what I need to do is then request them to here, which is what I was trying to do earlier, but getting all... Wait. I'm getting mixed up again. So this is making blank cards, isn't it? It's not putting them in any sort of chest. Okay, so what we can do is rely on this, I think. Ish. But yeah, I think I'm also going to put it on here. And what it should do is like preferentially use these, essentially. If we do the blank ones... Blank. That. Hasn't got any. Okay. I know those aren't the blank cards, are they? Yes, they are. I get really mixed up. It's because they look very, very similar. Why would that be not requesting any then? Why would it not be? Oh, it is. Just very slow. Okay. Yeah, but what should happen? Because that should put it on the right side of the belt. And therefore it would preferentially filter onto the belt in preference to that one, basically. Okay, but we need to deal with these guys, the broken data cards. Have you played the Space Exploration mod? Oh, it took me to say no. No, I've not even been able to play Vanilla Factorio for a while now because I constantly think of features that's coming. 11 planets and 43 moons, according to ChatGPT. Have you played SpaceX? No, I haven't dared. Started Industrial Revolution, but there were too many intermediate things to craft, so I'm not sure I made it through the burner stages. I've not done Industrial Revolution for that, almost for that exact reason. Not because there were too many intermediates, but because it's all burner, and I just find the burner stage of the game really annoying. I just don't like that part of the game. Which is why, I mean, as you you've seen, I didn't really mess around. Well, if you watched it, I'm doing a series where I'm playing through Vanilla, just as a farewell, a send-off, and also to remind me what the heck happens in Vanilla. Because it's yonk since I played Vanilla. But in preparation for 2.0, so I know, what's really changed, like, get more familiar with vanilla recipes again, that sort of thing. Yeah, so you see those go on the right hand side, which then fills that belt, which stops this putting anything on, in theory. But yes, I was like through the burner stage in like hours, basically, an hour sort of thing. I just push on through it, and Industrial Revolution is just like almost all the burner stage is like the first third of the game, and it's just not my cup of tea, I don't think. I understand it's a good mod though, and I've heard good things about it, but say, just not my cup of tea, that part of the game. So, broken data cards. Can I see on here? Is there a... Yes, we can scrap them in a recycling facility. Okay, well, that's good, because we just set up a mechanism for recycling scrap. So, we will get a few in. Haven't dared is a good way to put it. Did drive around in the fancy wheel thing in Industrial Revolution. Oh, I've not seen that. There was the only time, I think time I encountered Industrial, because when it came out, there was a bit of buzz about it. I think it was quite, a lot of people interested in. But the mod maker had put a condition in the the terms of service, basically, saying that you couldn't stream it and monetize the stream, or maybe it wasn't that you couldn't, but you had to give him the money or something, or them. I don't know if it was him or her, but I don't know if that's now gone, sort of thing. But it meant that there were quite a lot of streamers that, and YouTubers that started playing it, saw that condition, and then stopped. So I've really only played a little bit, or seen a little bit of it, of the Industrial Revolution 2, I think. But yeah, that was an interesting thing to do. I mean, it's fair enough, it's their mod, but yeah. Maybe we'll just go with that, and then we'll... Oh, crikey. Broken data, that's to scrap. Cool. I put them one too close. Hold up me. Oops. No. So 1, 2, 3. And then just request them in. Do we want an active provider? I guess, maybe. But it's all processed. I don't know how quick this is. 5 seconds, pretty slow. Right. So, not requesting it there, but we want to make that right up. Oh, something's out of fuel. Train out of fuel, that's not good, is it? Where are you? Oh dear. Oh, it's not got any depot on it. That's problematic. That's problematic. I bet quite a few of these haven't got a depot on. No, it looks like they have. Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear. And this is what I was saying. This is a perfect example. I mean, no, it's not, because it's got radar coverage. But if this had stopped on, space age, how would I get fuel into it? Because, or even, going to click on it and stuff like that. I mean, you can do all that from map though, can't you? But I'd have to get radar coverage over here to do anything. So if I want to put in, say, roboports, which is what I'm going to do, put a string of roboports so that some bots can come over here and, fill it up. But you'd have to put all of them in, basically. And if it was some way out in the boonies, because it had just been to an outpost, you'd be kind of stuck, basically. Right, so, I say we need a chain of roboports. Right. Now, are you connected? You're not, are you? No. Why do I have one random roboport? Okay. Right. Here's what I'm going to do that. And then we'll put a requester here. Set to there. And we'll connect this up too. So I guess maybe there. Because when I connect it to the solar. Okay, I have to go down that way. Put one there. Will that connect? Hopefully. And then no. So they should be able to build that round. Take a little while there. Cool. Leave them to that for a minute then. And you've done that. You've done that. There. And they should take all the scrap over. Yeah. Cool. Yeah, no monetization. Remote driving trains is a thing in Space Age 2.0 now. Is it really? Is that confirmed? Because I think I saw that mentioned somewhere, but I didn't see it, I don't think, in a Friday Facts. I know there's this thing we can get in and push. That's the thing. But I say, it sort of defeats the point, doesn't it? If you can remote drive a train, you know, if you take this one, let's go to now this map. So, have we got one that's not covered by a radar or something? But if it's here, can I then just click on it and like remote drive it even though it's not covered by a map? You know, sorry, it's not covered by radar. That'd be that's the wrinkle, I think, that would make then sense for these to have mini radars on them, because then you're just able to see it properly. But also, I guess I could reverse it, but it didn't have any. The problem is it didn't have any fuel in it. So even if I remote drove it, it's not going to go anywhere because it's not got any fuel. So you need to set something up to build to fix the problem. And yeah, with roboports, of course, you know, I can cover it over, but with the radars on roboports thing. Why are they not doing anything here? Why is that? So they've done the first one. Okay. So it'll take a little while. Right, I think we've sorted the problem with the scrap. Let's just have a look. Not scrap. Broken cards. We've got the blue science coming in. Turquoise science coming in. Excellent. What I didn't do... Put your prods in then, did I? And then does prods in then make some sense? Oh, I can't do it, can I? That's right. Okay. Okay, so I think we're okay. Have we filled our rocket up with sections? Is it full? It says 16. Okay. Oh, it looks like it's filled it with sections. Why is that? Oh, because I put these as simple things. We don't really want that many, but we want sort of 100 still. Is there 147? That... 121, there we go. So I mean that's lots and lots of scaffold, so that should sort us. I guess the other thing I should have brought that I forgot to put on is some solar panels. However many we've got. Let's have a look at now this again. About round, just doing it one by one, you see. Okay. This rocket here. When it's full, whether it's quite got everything, because I say I think... I needed, yeah. This will be a completely random thing, won't it? And nuts. Because what I needed to do was take the inserters out. Okay. I could flip them round. Because what I needed to do was load these up. And then basically put the, turn them into regular warehouses and insert them, because doesn't have the limits basically on the, they'll just put in whatever arrives first essentially. Well, these do hold double, I think. Okay, so let's empty it out first, then we'll turn these into in fact I could turn them into warehouses now, couldn't I? Boop. And then we can... Is that going to work? It's not going to work, is it? Because... I think I need to start again, essentially. Need to set them to that. Get rid of it all. Then request it all back in. Then turn it to warehouses. Cool. It's because I just set it up in a dumb way. As per. How are we doing? What I could do, I guess, is just set the recipe remotely on this. Let's pop this down. And then just tell this to do rocket fuel. Rocket fuel. Turn it on. Do that. Okay. Oh, crikey. I'm driving another train nearby, but I don't know how to get the fuel transferred. Yeah, could do... I'd still need to build something though, wouldn't I? So I could drive up, and there are literally trains full of rocket fuel. And in fact, a quicker solution... No, it wouldn't have been quicker. Because there's loads and loads of rocket fuel sat on belts because it's not been properly upgraded. So I could have, weaved a belt over, but you'd still have to then have the roboports in order to get your bots to build, because I don't have Spidertron sort of thing. Yeah. Since it doesn't have a fuel request, I guess you have to use a request chest and inserter. I barely remember now. My head is filled with passing grammar. I'm pretty sure it was possible to fix the fuel issues remotely. Yeah, that should work if it's not elevated. Prefix created ghost items. Since we want to allow you to do almost everything, we need a way to work with items remotely. The biggest motivation that arose from playtesting was to be able to add fuel to stuck locomotives. Wow, okay. Exact use case. Remove random items from places where they don't belong, and to add, upgrade, remove modules. So the solution is that you just simply click a ghost cursor in an inventory slot to make a ghost item, which will be delivered to the slot by local construction robots. Okay. Save the removal makes the deconstruction cross and orders robots to take. Yeah, so in other words, what I would be able to do... But again, you have to have the bot there, you see. So your whole base, this is the thing. All bases in the future are just going to be covered by robots, even if you're just literally using them to do refueling. But that then means, and this is one of my questions, it's like, if you're doing outposting, you don't want a whole load of roboports up the thing, because then you'd have to defend them, because the biters would come and chew on them. But yeah, what I would be able to do then is go in here and add fuel. But I can't do that, you see, because you don't have quite the same... The way this is done, it's a fake player. It's a second version of the player. And it has an inventory, but you can only put certain things in that inventory. So if I, it lets you just craft them, in quotes, but you're not crafting them. I suppose you are, but you're creating, like, non-existent versions of them. So I can't put... Because otherwise you'd be able to spawn it infinitely. I can't put that in there. Because otherwise I say, where is it coming from? So if I was able to put that in there, then I would be able to grab that and put it in. But I don't have that functionality in this version, which gets you into that whole territory of, well, difference between a mod and an engine change. Okay, how many panels we got in now? We got a whole bunch of panels. I think we're happy on this front, but I need to fix the error. Oops, wrong button. Fix the error here. It's not replaced them. Why have you not replaced them? Because you haven't got any. Okay. Why have you not got any? Because you don't have regular warehouses. Because there's not enough concrete being loaded in. which suggests... You see, I can do that. I can place ghosts of the things. But I don't have the actual thing. Speed that up. I wonder where it's... Oh, I guess I know where it's taking the warehouses. It's a request on the thing. So it's stuck a load of them in a... What should we call it? So which ones are you making? Why have you only got one of them? This seems staggeringly slow. Why are you making passive ones? It must be me that's, you know, taken them all. Because I did request them in, but I didn't think... Oh, it's only set to one stack. So it's been spending all this time trying to build them. Because these are... The warehouses are hugely expensive. Steel and concrete. Okay. So basically, we're stuck a bit here. Because this will have twice as much... In fact, more. I bet it's probably not fully... Oh, it has emptied the rocket. Okay. So, how do we want to do that? Don't think we can, really. Because we need to force all of this out. And then start again, essentially. What I could do... I'm going to get rid of these. What I could do is if we've got a bunch of storehouses, then we could force it out into them. But then they'd need to be turned off because it will just keep filling them up again. And in fact, it will loop back round. And we don't have any regular warehouses either, I'm guessing. Could just delete them. Yeah, let's delete everything. Get the construction box to kill it all off, and then I'll just have to wire it back up again. I made a right mess of this, haven't I? I now remember they mentioned attached train, which I had not heard of, so they could drive a train to the stop one, connect it, and drive it to a station with fuel, or to robot network fuel. Oh, right. G was default key, apparently never tried it. Yeah, I think V is the default for disconnect wagon. Okay. Yeah. So in other words, you can hop on another train, drive it over, connect it up, and then drag it somewhere to get fuel. Interesting. Yeah. You wouldn't really think about that stuff until you start saying, right, well, you know, how do you play remotely, sort of thing. Because one of the things, I don't know if this is one of the speculations about what the sort of end tech would be, was about teleportation. And to me, this is kind of sort of a thing that's basically saying that... I mean, I suppose, would they... I don't know how much on their land they played post finishing the game. Because you would think if teleportation was like the tech at the end, they'd maybe not worry too much about this stuff. Because if that's a tech you can get, you know, it would just push you on towards getting it. Because otherwise... You know, if it's quicker to just hop in a teleporter, nip back over to Nalvis and fix the problem, why bother doing all these slightly weird workarounds? So I'm sort of thinking that maybe that's not one of these. I never thought it was, to be honest with you. I didn't actually think we would get teleporter. It would be fun, I think. It'd be pretty cool, but I think they're going to force you to travel on. I'm not sure, you see, I've not really mentioned it, but obviously in the latest Friday Facts, those pictures, people have been saying that it's, you know, in fact, you mentioned it at the beginning, I think, didn't you? That it's Spacebug, Bacon Edition mentioned it, Spacebug from Red Dwarf, which is like, I guess, you know, why would you put that in? is always the thing that, you know, my brain leaps to. And to me, it's sort of saying that. Well, say I thought it'd probably be a beta preview, but I guess not. Maybe we'll never find out what they are until we actually play it. But if you're going to put in, you know, because the space bug in, you know, in Red Dwarf is that local short distance like space transport. Basically, it's their local thing when they go and investigate whatever they've discovered on, you know, that week's show. And that to me suggests maybe that's what we're getting, that there will be some kind of, you know, local transport where we can personally get from Nalvis to, you know, Fogora or something, instead of, you know, having to take an entire space platform, because that's a very sort of expensive way of doing the whole thing. So I wonder if that's what that's meant to be hinting at. It could just be that, you know, whoever it was it a Boss Kid one? Is just a fan of Red Dwarf, basically, which would be fine. So I just wanted to stick one in, because I think the idea was that that's not, or I was interpreting that that's not what Kovrex was sticking on the images. Might have been, but I don't know. Just felt like maybe that was you know, meant to be a hint about something. And to say, I thought it was maybe a bug, but I suppose it is a bug if it's a space bug. But yeah, I thought that might be a biter, flying biter, but maybe not. I wonder if they will just leave biters for us to find, you know, whether it will just literally be off you pop, go to this new planet. We've told you nothing about what dangers you may face. Have fun. How are we doing? Have we made any warehouses? No. How are we going to fix this problem then? Part of the problem is not having any concrete, you see. I mean, what I could do is I could pop down, couldn't I? So I could use a capsule, pop down. Because we've loaded this one up. It's ready to go. Did I take the recipe off? I didn't. It's ready to go. How many solar panels? 128. Okay, it's ready to go. 16,000 stuffs and what have yous. I put in a load of the ammo stuff. To protectors. I guess I should put in a... what should we call it? Put them in. I think I should turn that off. Because there's no point in me carrying a load of stuff around. In fact, Space Belt would be useful to have, wouldn't it? Maybe we stick that on at the end. In fact, there's a point. The whole thing won't work with regular belts. We're going to need loads of Space Belt, including them. Okay, let's get that request going then. Let's get 500 of them. Them. It's just whatever they stick in. Not really fussed about it. But I'll pop down and I'll fly over with the main rocket rather than this one. Did I get landing pads? I did not. A couple of those. I could just empty out. I guess I should also take space pipe, shouldn't I? Right, and then how much room we got? Quite a bit. So if we stick maybe them in, rockets, don't know, just random stuff. So these I want to take down in order to fix the mess I've made. Fuel refineries, I guess supercomputers. Why not? Why not? Broken data card for some reason. Let's put the inserters in. Right. Just a random collection of random rubbish for random reasons. Get those in. That. Rainbow ports as well. Cool. I assume you've run out of everything, have you? Yeah. And how many belts and stuff are in there? 1.7. I think we need 4,500. So that's a bit off. But that's for the full blueprint, which we're not quite doing. I think you're right with teleportation making little sense. I think trains and remote view make basically all other transportation a bit redundant. Did you write a script to convert a picture to a blueprint of coloured lights? I don't want to set 15,000 entities by hand. Yeah, I think so. I assume that's what they did. I don't know if you know more about it, but on the Friday Facts where it had the colour options, I don't have a clue what those are. There was like, what was it, masking or something? And that was all Greek to me. I just don't know what that was talking about at all. So, so yeah. Crikey. Got a lot of scrap, haven't we? Pipes are coming. Yeah, it's just some stuff. That'll do. Let's head back down in a capsule. Yeah, so I didn't know if maybe those were a way of doing that, basically. It was maybe, added on just for that purpose, maybe, something like that. Oh, there's a bunch of them there as well. But yeah, I'm assuming it was a script of some description. Because I can't really... Even if you say it was just done as a Photoshop thing, and it was a... How many do we want? We want 15 fuels. Okay. I'll take them out of there. You wouldn't want to have to set them as such. You'd need some way to automate it. Cool. I get in. And then I've put everything in there just quickly. So it's safe. It's still not fixed in there, is it? Well, grab all the bits. Oh. Snow power. God, no. Hang on. Let's just grab one. I wonder what all of these are doing. Oh, right, of course that's the... Guess I just missed this one in the thing. But yeah, they'll take a power pile over, then we'll be sorted. So we need to dash over. Endgame stuff is a real mystery to me. I can't even come up with any reasonably stupid ideas. Have you seen the Deruda Sandstorm Factorio video? It's old. No, I haven't, no. Sandstorm. Wait, is that... Why does that ring a bell? Deruda Sandstorm. Oh, where it's the video. And it's been done in Factorio. Yeah, I have seen that actually. Didn't they also do someone did Rick Roll as well, didn't they? Old, thingy, I think. But yeah, it was like programmed, wasn't it? And it was switching between the lights. So yeah, I have seen that actually. I don't know that I know the song because it didn't have the music. I don't think, did it? It was literally just the video. But yeah, it'll be something like that. However, that's been done. I'm sure that was the same thing. But yeah, my question with it always is, well, why do, you know, why do, I've got inserters now, have I? You know, why do spacebar? You know, why is it just, well, back in the day, Red Dwarf was cool? Or is it a bit of a hint that we'll get that vehicle? Yes, people are crazy. Good, okay. Right, let's fill this up then. It's already got fuel and cargo sections. Excellent. We just need to fill it up. All this messing about then. Okay, and I've got them. Excellent. Cool. Has it fixed it yet? No, it's not fixed it yet. Come on. Oh, of course, this will be on... When it's running, it won't take fuel, so... Fix that as well. There we go. Now I can send it to the depot. There you go, you see. That's exactly the type of thing where it's like... I can fix that problem, but it takes an enormous amount of messing about, so... Having ways to fix it that are quicker, simpler, easier, etc. seems like the way to go. Yeah, and I mean, endgame. I say my theory is still that it's the spaceship that you're building, because in this, I think, because someone mentioned it on the video that they were a bit disappointed that it's going to be the same solution. But I think there's something to... I haven't looked at it properly, but there is something, like when you're doing these, you know, these, like this here, that's the end thing, isn't it? Spaceship Victory. Although, I think there's several, but you have to do something here. Allows the Nexus to activate a distortion drive to escape the local stellar cluster. Have a Nexus running in distortion drive. I don't even know what that means. Mode on a 2,500 integrity spaceship with it 250 speed. In interstellar space for 600 seconds to win the game. But basically, I think what that means is build a spaceship that can travel intergalactically or interstellar sort of thing. And I guess for a certain period of time, and you know that's how you actually would do the win. Although there are other win conditions, I believe. But yeah, that's basically what it's getting to. This and that. Somebody was saying that they're a bit disappointed if that is the same thing, because it's, you know, it's just the same thing. It's not an original idea, as it were. But I don't know. It just seems to me that's probably what it is. You know, it's just going to be launch an interstellar spaceship to win the game. My question always then is, well, what keeps you there, basically? What's the point of why does this not seem to contain... a lot of the stuff? I don't think that had finished loading them up, had it? But there's no point me taking landfill. No point me taking yellow belt or yellow... what do we call it? Guess we can't place them. I think this is where I'm going to get stuck, because I can't... You know, I'm going to have to manufacture a lot of this stuff in order to build this blueprint. I wonder if I've not set that up properly, because it lacks a lot of the stuff. I'm wondering if maybe this should have been... Is there a... Because I see a red wire there. So there's a second network, isn't there? How the heck have I wired that up? Yeah, this isn't... There should be a red wire. Okay, we need to do that again then. So if I do that... Then we take the green one off. That one... I don't know why it's not wired into this, you see. Because that gets that a separate set of signals. Wait, are they both? Yeah, so we then set request on that one. Yeah, this is a different set of stuff. But again, I don't need a lot of it, you see. But I think this is the only one, you know, Asteroid is the only one where this will apply. I don't think that was one of the devs though, was it? It was wasn't it a modder or a, you know, just a player basically who did that sort of video screen thing. What's in there? What else is in there that we can't use? Anything? No, I think it's all good. Well, there's cliff explosives. Get rid of that. Just let that chuck away for a bit. Oh, this is the one with all the intermediates in it. Interesting. Okay. Dave McW. Okay. Oh, they should have plenty of it, you know, because it's all stuff they've already stuck in the rocket, so we don't really need a lot of the intermediates, really. So I think since these are all here, we'll probably cut that off. Do that. Then load them in. But I can also get rid of steam engines and I know there is the, you know, there's the condenser turbine and stuff, but I've not really messed about with that. Don't think I've even built one. So, I don't know, maybe burner generators work in space? We'll see when we get there, I guess. What we got? Accumulators are irrelevant. I guess we could take solar panels. Rail doesn't work. All the military stuff is useless as well. Why are the numbers going down? Oh, they're going up. Eventually we will get to this asteroid field. It'll probably be the last thing we do, but don't need the core ones. Don't need the military stuff. Now, what else have we got that's irrelevant? There's the blue assemblers. Don't need them. And solar panels. Don't really need pipes because they don't work. What else? Still got a bit of. Might leave that. What we got? Just let them empty. It'd be funny to have a space platform only for getting rid of stuff. Only throws things off the edge. I was thinking exactly the same thing. It's like also Volcanus. What I wondered, and I don't think they'll do it, but you know, there's this thing that what did it say? I can't remember the exact expression, but it was like something in the stirs in the deep or something on Volcanus. The implication being that the biters are lava-based, that they come out of the lava, or maybe there's worms in the lava that will pop out every so often. And what I did wonder is maybe you could have it triggered by the amount that you've dumped in the lava. So it could be like a secondary pollution. I mean, you could just do it as a pollution source, you know. It wouldn't need to be mega complicated, but it could literally be the amount of lava, or the amount of stuff you've dumped in the lava encourages more and more attacks, which would be quite fun actually, because obviously, if the idea is that they can pop out of any lava thing, then you know you'd have to find a particular lava pool that you didn't mind basically all the worms spawning in. But yeah, and it'd be cool if it was something in, as you say, just having, because what you could do, you could have that space platform. It just dumps stuff as it flies to Volcanus, and then it dumps a load of stuff in Volcanus, and sticks it in the lava. It is kind of interesting they've given us some of those mechanics though, because it's like, well, I think the point with why it's on platforms is just literally because you can end up with a platform that's like clogged up with, I don't know, carbon or something, when what you need is iron and water. So it was just, I guess they just thought, well, it's almost unavoidable. You can't really stop it from filling up. So I'm getting rid of them, but I can use them, can't I? It's the rail that we can't use. I think we could. Let's just blooming go. I've already got the spacesuit on. Cool. Let's just go. Should I do a safety save? I guess we should. Let's do that one. Ouch. If we've only to have a... oh yeah. So yeah, I say, it sort of just flies around the... Because one of the things I say, you've got all this spoilage as well. And I guess we can burn it. But it'd be quite cool to just sort of fly around. Just throwing every... It would be cool. It'd be funny. Just fly around, throwing everything into space and into lava and that sort of stuff. Okay, so let us do a storage chest. And I haven't got any rail reports on me, have I? We took all this ammo though. I thought I got rid of that. Have we got robotic ports in those? We have some there. So we've got one like that. Oh, I don't know why I did it. That. And then solar panels. What about solar panels? There's some solar panels. Just a few. Stick them in. Can't remember how many it takes to power. And have we got any substations? Not in that one. Nope. Nope. Oh, I'm floating. No. Where are substations? Did not bring any substations? Probably not actually, because the it doesn't require them. No, I probably got any. Okay. Oops. That. You got it there. Okay, so we probably need another one. Have we got any more? We've got some. Let's stick a few in. And work out where we actually ended up. Yeah, so I can get rid of. That's what I say. Why have I? Oh, I guess there's some of them. Okay. Trying to get my construction bots just to work off the system and fill me up. Okay, let's put ammos in there. Get radar. Look at all these warehouses I've bought now. let's have one of them. What did happen to the rocket fuel? Why have I only got 3? Did I lose it? Anyway, have I got... Because I've got... I'm getting confused now. What did I do with it? Oh, there. Right, so they'll top me up with what I want, which includes at least one landing pad. And then we can bring the other one over. Yeah, where are we going to put that? It's sat on the... Sat in... Okay, so that's called Canada's 1. So let's have a quick butcher's at... Wrong thing. Canada system. So we want now this. We don't. Yes, we do. Because we have to go to that. Then we have to go to that. And then we come here. We delete them, I think. And we launch this. And instead of that, we go to there. And we launch. But no factor, if you're using coal to power steam power plants, convert the coal to solid fuel with coal perfection. Insane how much coal you will save. After solid fuel coal. I think with chip, I don't think I ever used coal. I use it all the time. In fact, one of my blueprints is basically that's how I fuel trains. Because what I do, it's sort of, I sort of enjoy the sort of call it irony or what have you of basically. There's a lot of trash up there as well. Okay. You end up like I don't know what you call it, like fueling the train with. Because there's a weird thing in Factorio, basically, that it's like energy density just like magically happens. So, you know, you fuel your trains with coal, and then using coal liquefaction, you can turn that into solid fuel. And somehow that gains you energy. You just magic energy out of nowhere, because these things have, 12 megajoules of energy, basically. And when you do the maths, there isn't that much coal in them. That is the equivalent energy. And then you turn it into rocket fuel. So that's 100 megajoules and only uses... well, in fact, I might be differently balanced with this. But basically, like, increases density and you don't lose energy, I don't think, in the base game. Because that's 10 light oil. And 10 light oil... Oh, I don't know the energy in light oil, do I? If that's 12... So I think in this it looks like it is a loss of energy, because that's 100 megajoules. And then that's 12, so 10 of those. Is it made from 10? Yeah, so 10 of those would be 120 megajoules. So you do lose energy in this. And you gain acceleration. Maybe that's the case in the base game. But I always sort of assumed that you sort of gained energy out of nowhere. Hey, you add water to it. Water burns fun. Yeah. Oops. I sort of hate this mechanic, the whole floaty thing. Right, how have we done... I don't appear to have that much rocket fuel. Oh, there we go. Okay. So, where even are we on this? Okay, we're not far off the centre. Because one of the things I wanted to do, because somebody left a sort of a tip, and I can't say it's spoilers really, but you can apparently repair this with what it's got on it. So I can then have a spaceship, basically. And at the very least, I can find out how spaceships work. But the idea here really is to start like mining this beryllium and stuff like that. What else was useful that was here? It was the water, I think. Wasn't that what I was after? Because if we go that, yeah, because water ice, I need to be like, I don't know if the methane ice is useful, but sending that to Damia potentially, where I'm doing the whole vulcanite. Is that vulcanite or is it red? Whichever the one with vulcanite on it, send it there as well. Because there's absolutely loads of it here, and it's more painful doing it on the, you know, from now this basically. Okay, so looks like they've nearly cleared everything up. I don't know why they've not done those bits, but all that bit. Let's turn my guys back on. We've got in here, we have them. Let's pop over here. What's actually in this? It's just junk, isn't it? Cool. Okay, so I think that's everything collected up, and let's see if there's any either in them or in here. Yeah, that looks like it's all arrived. Okay, good. Okay, so I guess first off, let's go and see about the spaceship. But I don't think any of these are even close to being big enough to put this blueprint on. I guess this one maybe. But then we basically have to bring it over. Okay, so make sure I've got some rocket fuel. Right. So let's go and have a look at this spaceship then. Oops, I just crashed into it. Okay. Oh, does that not? Oh, it does. Hey. Oh. Oh. There's bots on it. Okay. Fine. Spaceship ion booster tank. Holds ion steam. Required for spaceship launch. Can only launch from space. Okay. So what have these actually got in them? So a bit more... Oh, I see. This is like a solar panel. Interesting. Oh, and it's got a whole load of goodies. Okay. Okay. I think this is just rubbish, is it? Yeah. And then, I mean, I guess we have a look at... So we've got a couple of them. And I've got a place here that looks like it might have been where a solar panel was. Oh, I didn't bring any scaffold with me today. In fact, is it scaffold? What is this surface? This is not scaffold. This is something else. Holmium accumulators. Okay. Ooh, Tesla gun. There's a Tesla gun as well then. Okay, that's interesting, given that what it said about unlocking Tesla, or was it EM? Tesla gun, interesting. Because obviously we've got a railgun already. Right. Does it not have any of this? Ah, what's that? Spaceship floor. Okay. Oh, great. Nice and small. Okay, so that fills in the surface as well then. So we'll just see if we can mirror what's on the other side, maybe? So we would need, if we've got them, them things. I've got one of those. Spaceship clamp. A clamp on a spaceship can anchor to a clamp facing the opposite direction. Counts as bulkhead for spaceship containment. So that's what these are, is it? Bulkhead. No. Spaceship wall. Spaceship door. Wait. So I'm guessing... I'm going to clear it up. Yeah, got to get rid of... Oops. Whatever this is. Well, that's a laser. Oh. No. It's a little fiddly with the thing. So then, what does that look like? That's sort of like that, basically, isn't it? And that must have an underground there. And this must be there, which means I need to fill that in as well. I do all of it. That doesn't look the same. Still not big enough, okay. Okay. Oh, flying off. Oh, so annoying, that mechanic. Can't fly inside. Okay, this counts as inside, does it then? I'll take your word for that. Get rid of them. And those, I guess, I don't know if I've got... No, not got any of them. And then... That's like that. No, it isn't. That's right there. Oops, no. One of them. Like that. This appears to need a thing there. Disabled by script. We're going to put one of those on, aren't we? Look at that, that's pretty funky. The Canary Prospector. Okay. Integrity check. Valid. Does it need to be 300? Spaceship wall. I don't really know. I don't really understand what that means. Are we missing bits of floor then? There's some more floor here if we need it. So, more floor is better? I mean, it looks... Oh, we've got something knackered here. I should, because I know there is like asteroid thingies in this. You know, that it trashes it. But, target speed unlimited. Container stress. Oh dear, reading. There's a reading. Are you going to do a YouTube Space Age playthrough? Absolutely, yes. Unfortunately, although it's actually looking like it might go away. Unfortunately, the expansion comes out on the 21st of October, which is a Monday. On Wednesday of that exact same week, so the 23rd of October, I have a deadline for what I do with my job, and that means well, this all looks fine to me. I don't. How do I put the clamp thing on there? And how does that work? Yeah, unfortunately, it looks like I might have to do a reading. Yes, basically, what I would love to do is, I'm sort of assuming, because games tend to come out sort of 6 o'clock or so on the you know, I don't know why. It's just, I mean, for in UK time, tends to be when I assume it's you know, that's then 10 o'clock in the morning on the east coast of America or something. So then, you know, you capture America, which obviously are the biggest audience usually, and or certainly the first, you know, to get it in a sense. And so I'm not assuming that, you know, I'm assuming that 21st of October, even if I didn't have the day off, because what I'd originally done was I'd booked the Monday, Tuesday, and the Wednesday, okay, as leave days, and I'd ideally wanted to do the entire week, but the original deadline, or the deadline we thought we were going to have to work with, was in November, and my boss was a bit nervous about me taking so much leave. So we'd agreed I'd do Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, but on the agreement that if it did suddenly appear that, you know, the deadline was closer, or things were going pear-shaped and things not, you know, not getting done, then I would cancel some of that leave. And my plan was to basically stream it Monday night, and as I say, even if I had to cancel the Monday, my assumption is it wouldn't come out till 6 o'clock, so I could stream it basically at launch anyway, because you have to download it, install it, get it running, etc., etc. And that's what I would do on the first evening, no matter what, whether I had the day off or not. But then my plan, as I say, was to basically stream all day Tuesday and Wednesday and learn what was going on, basically. So try and do as much as I could those 2 days, play as much as I could, whether streamed or not. You know, I'd probably not stream the entire day because I find that a bit tiring. It's a lot of talking. And just learn about the game, basically. And then eventually, when I got to a point where I felt I had enough, I'd start an actual Let's Play on Factorio rather than a live stream. It probably wouldn't be edited and stuff, because as we know, that takes me absolutely ages. But yes, the idea was to have basically a live stream series going, and more like a Let's Play style on the channel. But as I say, the deadline has been, let's call it changed. The actual deadline has been set as the 23rd of October, which is the Wednesday. So I have, as per my agreement with my boss, I've cancelled my leave. So I don't know what I'm doing, basically. Because I will not be around. I'll be able to stream in the evenings, you know, so I'll probably still do some of that. But in terms of actually putting together a Let's Play, you know, sitting down and... Because although I said I wouldn't edit it, I would to a degree, you know. I'd probably try and maybe do most of the base game stuff as just like trying to skip it through, in the assumption that most people who would watch it would know what it is. But yeah. Unfortunately, as I say, work has kind of caused me some problems. Not Damien. So, new course plotted. What does it do if I do that? I don't really get what I say. I think I'm going to have to do a reading, aren't I? I don't know what 100 means. But this to me seems to be saying it's going to take 3 hours, 12 minutes and 9 seconds to get there. Position. Because so we don't want to set off and do that, because that will literally take the entire time of the stream again, and there's like 20 minutes left. I'm going to have to do a reading, aren't I? Reading. Okay. Integrity, stress, streamlining, speed. Dear me. Dear me, dear me. Okay. Okay. It's complicated. We'll take it to mean that. You need to set the work deadline to the 17th. Unfortunately, it's not me that sets the deadline. It's it actually comes from government, basically. It's so I work for a utility, if you know what that means. So basically, blooming loady thing. Basically, I work for a company. It's slightly complicated, but at the moment it's in the electricity industry, but it's actually going to start covering gas as well. But it's well, I mean, it doesn't hurt for me to say, but I work for an organisation called the ESO, so it's the Electricity System Operator, and the government is in the process of buying the ESO to make it a government-owned corporation. After that happens, where ESO is the Electricity System Operator, we will become NESO, which stands for the National Energy System Operator. And at that point we will gain responsibility for doing what planning and stuff for gas as well, because the government, even the Tories, is basically shifting us to net zero, basically. So we need to build a lot more infrastructure, a lot more power lines and power stuff, basically, windmills and solar panels and all this sort of stuff, in order to get us to net zero, to decarbonise the system. And I work in a department, shall we say, and basically what I do, the deadline for it is essentially set by, well, it's a bit complicated, but essentially set by a government department, and so I need to hit those deadlines. Now, the reason it might not be a deadline and it might sort of go away is because actually what we do, or what I do specifically, it may not be needed for the 23rd due to complicated reasons that I say I won't explain, but that's a very cryptic way of saying that basically I don't have any control over the deadline. Yeah, it's way bigger, isn't it, this? I need to break it up, really, because we don't really need quite a lot of that. Okay, so we're going to find somewhere. I mean, it would sort of fit on there. It's quite a long way away, though. So maybe I just try and space platform it, but it's a lot of space platform. Stick it there, and it can build it. Okay. This is going to get quite complicated, I think. Okay. So basically you have the electricity power. Yes, indeed, I have the power. That is correct. This is why you can't take government seriously. They can't even plan correctly for the Factorio space age launch. Well, indeed. I've written to my MP and I've lodged a formal complaint. No, it was. I say it was kind of. It's actually been a sort of a, how to phrase it, like a function of my life for years now, because there were construction bots in this, weren't there? Yeah. Because the organisation that sets the date and does the whole scheduling is an organisation called UKRI, UK Research and Innovation, and they literally have been setting dates at extremely bad times for me for the last what would it be now? 6 years, I think. Because basically they set the deadlines for my job. I apply for grant applications, basically. I've been doing that for innovation projects, and I've been doing that, let's say, in sort of the private sector for a while, and I now, I do it for NESO now as well, or ESO, and I say that basically means that UKRI dictates big chunks of my life, because we're looking for that one. Is that wide enough? That'll be wide enough, isn't it? Why are they not building anything? Get on with it, bots. You got tons of the platform. This is this thing again, where they just sort of sit there doing nothing, even though there's a million build orders on the game. It's down in the... Oh, okay, I'll give him that because it's not in a loggy chest technically. I'll give him that one. I'll grab a bit as well. Oh, it's all gone in. Theory. Yeah, so basically, they have been kind of setting deadlines that I need to hit for ages. And what tends to happen, and it happens with a lot of government stuff, is they set deadlines and schedules based on what works for them without ever really considering anybody else. And it's I guess it's a sort of a, well, we're the government, so we do what we want, as it were. But so I've had deadlines for grant applications that literally the deadline was like the 3rd of January. Okay, and it's like they've set that because they're going on Christmas holiday, and so they don't care, and so they want it back when they get back from Christmas holiday. But that obviously therefore means that anyone responding to that deadline has to if they want to, you know, work on it up till the deadline, they have to, you know, work Christmas. And it's because they don't think, well, people aren't going to be working Christmas, so why would we set a deadline that would force them to do that? And you get a lot then, and they'll come back with, oh, well, because, you know, you raise this with them, you say, but you're literally setting that at Christmas. That's not really fair, is it? And they'd come away, oh, well, you should, you know, do it earlier, basically. So get it done, yeah, before the Christmas holidays. And it's like, well, then why not set the deadline before Christmas? You know, and the reason being that they don't want to have the hassle, because if they set it at Christmas, then they would have to do some work, and of course they can't. They're given like targets and stuff between deadline and turnaround. So if they set the deadline such that they would have to do work, that means they have to do work. Yeah. So yeah, so they've been kind of doing that to my entire life for like the last 5 years, basically. It is what it is, though. It is what it is. What we're doing, I'm looking for that, and I'm seeing about that, and I'm saying okay. Let's plop that down there. Let's then realised and remember that that's sort of pointless, because what we actually need to, in fact, let's undo it. What we actually need to do is make a copy of that. Copy. And then we need to convert a load of stuff, don't we? So, I'm full up of rubbish. Nice. No need to involve reality. It's like, that sounds like it's exactly that. Yeah, it's very much, oh, well, that's your problem, isn't it? That's not my problem. And it's like, well, sure, yeah, it's our problem, but it's our problem because you've created that problem. It wasn't a problem, and then suddenly you created a problem, so maybe you should take some responsibility. But no, it's kind of fine, I guess. Like losing the plot. Must have been nearly 10 minutes ago. So what I need to do then is I need upgrade planner that will convert. I think this might be what that thing was, because I can't convert. Yeah, so whatever this special thing was. So if I get rid of what? Navigation satellite. Oops. No, Space Blueprint Converter is what we want. It's already there. Where is it then? So I have to use this somehow. Must have blueprint in cars. Okay. So I think this is a way. Where is it? I got it in there. Yeah, of doing that. Blueprint converted, and then it converts belt to space belt. Excellent. Okay. He thinks of everything, this Errand, doesn't he? The problem then is going to be things like oil refineries can't be built on the surface, I don't think. We'll cross that bridge when we come to it, though. I could always just fly the rocket fuel over. Because I haven't got any oil. So this blueprint is just sort of pointless, really. I haven't got any water. We'll have to bring that in. So, all sorts of problems with it. But, what it can do to serve ourselves a little bit of a job is get rid of the military stuff on it, and then if we get rid of like the boilers and the steam things as well. Okay. I don't think I can build them in space, can I? No, I can't build them on the platform. Cool. So it's not perfect, but that's a good start. Okay. So it's really the manufacture everything I want, isn't it? And that doesn't even work because it's not space stuff. Is there any point building this blueprint? I don't think there is it? Because the military stuff is irrelevant, apart from the capsule-y things. I can't make, the iron and the copper and stuff. Because, I would, well, I say I can't. I can make them, but I would need to use, whatchamacallit's the old Mega Foundry thing, which doesn't fit in those gaps. I haven't got any way of bringing the resources in anyway. The manufacturing thing would be useful in many ways, but it also contains smelters, which I can't do anything with. Lube and all that sort of stuff. It's making loads of stuff I don't need and don't want. The rocket fuel, okay, but I could always just send a rocket with rocket fuel. We got so much of it back on now, this. Yeah, this blueprint is basically pointless. Okay, that's fine. Oh, you're after a bad joke, are you, Axico? I'll get that in a second. It'd be funny to save up 100k Hermetica and then waste half a stream on bad jokes. I don't think you can. I think I've set that because I encountered that. Basically, I think someone did redeem a whole load of them. And it got a bit annoying. Let's see. So what I did was I set it so that, because you can set cooldowns on these redemption things, and basically it means that you can only redeem, I think, one per stream, or you could maybe do one, like at the very beginning and one at the very end. I think I maybe set it as. But you can't just spam in, because the other thing I was a bit worried about is if people, as you say, served it up and then a whole load of you did it. And I think it's literally one redemption per, maybe 2 redemptions per stream for anybody. It's like a cumulative thing, I think. Because I was a bit worried that people would, I'd end up having a stream which is just me doing bad jokes, and they're a bit difficult to do because I've said this before. I'm trying to find where I have the list of the ones that are half decent. No, that's not that. What about that one? Because without a reaction, they're extremely weird to do. It's literally like dying, you know, like when comedians die on stage and they tell a joke, and then there's just silence. And I know there would be anyway. They're not funny jokes that I'm picking them from. It's not meant to be that you laugh, but you would groan or, you know, roll your eyes or something like that if you were here in person. And I don't get any of that reaction. So it's literally like telling a joke to a, you know, and obviously you might react in chat or whatever, but that's very, very different to say you're groaning or what have you. Oh, that's a classic, that one. I know that one from when I was a kid. Why doesn't anyone play poker in the jungle? There are too many cheaters. Does it mean it's like, there's no reaction to it. What I wondered about doing is maybe getting another, because you can get like emotes, can't you, and things like that, and like sound effects being played. Responding in chat, thank you very much, that's kind. But like, and I could play, because I got one of these Stream Deck things, you know, with the buttons on it, a mini one. It's only 60 quid, but I could get like I could press a button and it would be like, you know, it would do a groan noise basically, or, you know, they're like the cymbal crash or something like that, just to finish it off. But so outwitted by an utter genius. Coordinating with other viewers was my plan B. You might be able to still do that. I don't know if I can restrict it to one, just like one per stream sort of thing. But yeah, it's I say, and I did do it because, and I set it too low as well, because you can set like the rate at which you get the redemption. You know, you get the points and stuff like that. And it was that, you know, you could get thousands of them per stream, and also the jokes only cost. They'll be somewhere in my archive, but it's like, you know, I'd put them at 200 or something, you know, something like that. And so you could redeem 20 per stream sort of thing. I like dad jokes. Yeah, you know, I quite like, because a lot of them are puns and stuff, you know, and I always love a good pun. Blah, 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 blah. Is there any point messing about? So what we need to do, I mean, we got to the Asteroid Belt, that was the plan, but what I need to do is actually build something that I guess is going to process beryllium. I don't know whether it's worth, because what I could do, you know, is I could just literally shoot it somewhere. Because I am right with this, isn't it? Because I don't think I've got beryllium on, is it Damia? Because that's got iridite. And then the other place obviously I've got is Ran. And that's got iridite. Yeah, so neither of these two. Because one of the things I did realise is I've set up, you know, I've got the whole thing, it's shooting iridite here, and it's got iridite on it already. Although I think, isn't there a thing? Didn't I see? I'm pretty sure there was a comment, someone had got the same situation where it was supposedly, because there's basically a mechanism. It can only spawn on certain types of terrain. So these percentages are representative of like the general map profile, but then you won't necessarily get the thing. Oh, iridite is here though, but it has to be on certain surface types. So if you've got a planet where it's saying, you know, X percentage of holmium, and it doesn't have the right terrain type for holmium to spawn on, then you won't actually get the holmium, basically. So they aren't a guarantee of... That looks like there's another... Or was that the one I was at before? Maybe that's the same. I was wondering, it looked like that was maybe a second pyramid, because I thought the first pyramid was... Yeah, there's a pyramid there. So what's that then? Oh. Is there something else there that I didn't realise? So go like that. So what's this black square? Because this looks bigger. Oh, nothing. Just missed bit of the map. Okay. Cool. No. So yeah, this does have iridite on it. So I'm basically sending iridite over somewhere. Am I? Here we go. So we're launching it in, and I've already got it here. There's no point sending it because you process it with like the what do you call it? Like the volcanous, whatever it's called, vulcanite liquid or what have you. Yeah, so as I say, I set all of that up and it's basically pointless. But it doesn't. Neither of them have beryllium. I think I'm getting a bit confused now. So if I go, especially with the buttons, here we go. So we go asteroid belt. Yes. So it has loads of uranium. That's interesting. But it doesn't. Neither of those two have beryllium. There are obviously planets somewhere with beryllium, but I think they are beyond the asteroid belt. Don't think any of these have beryllium. Yeah, so no, there's iridite all over the shop by those things. And this vitamelange thing, which I think we need. There you go, so we've got holmanite there, but it's also got biters on it? Did it? Oh no, it doesn't. Oh, that's interesting. We go to... Because this is a moon then, okay. I didn't realise that one was that one had holmatite on it. Because that gets me the 3, I think, that I need. Because I'm still really just targeting the space platform, space elevator thing. Huh, interesting. Okay. I did not realise that had... But so none of them have got beryllium, I'm pretty sure. Let's have a look. Didn't know about. There you go. Even more holmanite there. But that one does have biters. Oh no, no biters there either. Huh. For some reason I was convinced these are all infested with biters. Yeah, no beryllium there. We know there isn't there already. We know there isn't there. So yes, this is like the closest beryllium. And I say I'm pretty sure... because there's our 2 processing of those 2 materials, and although that's the extra one, isn't it? But because what I'm sort of getting to is that the science packs we need to do. Let's just look for space elevator. Spac elevator. Where is it? There it is. This one requires both the pink, the blue, and the yellow science, and we're very close really on those 2, but that one requires holmium, okay, and then I'm just trying to check and make sure that one requires beryllium, and then where are you? That one requires the iridite, I think, because the heavy girder I think is iridium. Yeah, so I need all 3 of those basic materials in order to make the science packs that we want, basically. That's the point. So we can do this one. I hadn't realised to say that this, or I hadn't remembered or what have you, that this was biter free. Okay. That'll make things a lot easier then, because we won't have to mess about with biters at all. I was a bit worried we were going to have to go to one of the places and mess about with them. But yeah, so what we need to do is set up production chains for beryllium. I guess, as I iridite, it turns out it's just there anyway, and holmanite. Get those all over to the Nauvis orbit, and then we can process them into the science packs. It is obviously a lot more complicated than just stick them in a science pack, but they are level 1 science packs. You know, it's not a massive amount of complexity like some of the stuff gets to. So yeah, we need those 3, and as you see, we're not far off having the machines and bits we need, and then we can mess about with how that all works. However, I do also need the rail, don't I? I don't have space rail. Space rail, there we go. And that does require the pink one as well. So, you know, it's the same thing, basically. It's not veering off into unknown territory. Okay, so that's what we put on the spaceship, isn't it? So that's all home and stuff. Interesting. Space platform plating, you see, requires the yellow. So yeah, so that's the plan basically for this series. Part of the reason I'm saying that is because we are at time. Oh man, those basic puns themselves become the joke, so they're still funny. A good pun is its own reword. That's very good. I like that, Senna. That's very good. Thanks for the joke. No worries. Cool. So, yes, that's it for today. Let's get the old schedule up. The plan is as it was last week and will be basically throughout August, which is that we are playing SpaceX today, and when I get the opportunity, I'm playing that myself as well, off stream, so it will keep going when I get the chance. But on the Sundays, we have started a new series, which is the version 1 Farewell series. That is literally a completely vanilla, no mods whatsoever, playthrough of the base game, with the intention in particular of me remembering what the heck the base game is all about, because all of my streams, all of my series, all of my other playthroughs at the moment and for like years have been mods, because I never really touched mods for years and years and years with the base game. So now I'm sort of catching up, and I played Bob's, Angels, K2, obviously this. I did do some various no spoon runs, but I also did my aesthetic series, which was all sorts of minor mods, and the blueprint series, which of course was done in creative mode. So I've not really played vanilla Factorio for quite a while. So the idea of that playthrough is to play through vanilla before Space Age comes out, which is obviously now 12 weeks away. Just, I guess, 3 lunar months. We will definitely complete it in that time. We do have a gap that will happen. In September, I am taking a proper holiday. I'm going away. So there will be a couple of weeks where I won't be streaming. And the idea of that series, I won't be playing any of that off stream. That'll be entirely streamed. If we get to a point where it looks like I won't make it, and I can't see how I won't, because let's call it 10 weeks, 3 hours a stream, that's 30 hours. It's not beyond the realms of imagination that I will get it done in that time. So yes, those are the plans for the streams. So we'll be back tomorrow with, as I say, Vanilla Factorio. The other thing I usually promote is my YouTube channel. You can find a link to it there. You can find references to get you to that, my YouTube channel. And the reason I promote that, it has all the VODs of the series I just mentioned, the modded playthroughs and no spoon run and all that sort of stuff, as well as a bunch of playthroughs of other building management type games. Satisfactory, Tectonica, and Dyson Sphere Program. Several Dyson Sphere programs, as I'd say, that's my second favourite. I will not be streaming Satisfactory when it comes out. I think, as I've said before, I would disappear in the noise of all the big streamers, and I'm sure I'll play it, but streaming it is probably not much point. And say I'm going to focus on Factorio and Space Age. But yeah, I'm sure eventually there will be a Satisfactory playthrough for me for version 1 of the game. What else? Yes, the other thing I usually promote, if you are new here, you've not seen any streams from me before, or you've not seen my YouTube channel, is every Friday I do a read-through of the Friday Facts. The video is scheduled generally to come out at 12 o'clock on the Saturday, the day after. Sometimes I miss that because the Friday Facts are too big, there's too much to do, in which case I try and put them live after the stream itself. So that one was a small one this week, so that has already gone live at 12 o'clock. So if you want to catch up with that, or watch any of those from me, you can find a playlist on the YouTube channel, and that video is live now. Cool. So I think that's all the self-promotion and all that sort of stuff. Yes, if you have been watching, I hope you've enjoyed it, and you might consider coming back to. And then he messes up his end. Anything. If you have been watching it, I hope you've enjoyed it. Then you might consider coming back for another one. I've been Trismegistus. This has been Factorio. Thanks for watching. Cheers.